What is going on, guys? We are back with another video. It's been a couple weeks or so. I haven't been able to really get much done because I was still waiting on parts, but the parts are here for the E60. It is a stage 2 fuel pump setup. So I went with the Walboro 525 Hellcat fuel pump. This car has been pushing a way more power than normal, so we need some fueling to keep up with that power. So I went with the Walboro. So for today's video, I'm going to start by moving all the cars, get them out the way, and getting the E60 in the driveway to start disassembling the old fuel pump and get ready to install the new fuel pump. This might be a two-part video, but stay tuned and let's get it cracking. All right. All right. So now it's time to get this thing cleaned out and then the back seat out, and then I can start getting the fuel pump out. Right now, my car is a mess. So we got to clean this up, get everything out, and get the back seat out. This is what it looks like. And yes, it is a mess. I do have kids. Don't judge me. Then you lift up this little black pad here, and it gives you access to the fuel pump. So I'm going to set y'all up and then take this fuel pump out. All right, so the fuel pump is out and it looks completely different than what I thought it was gonna be. So for the E90s, the E92s, I know how the fuel pump looks. But for my E60, this fuel pump looks completely different. It looks very odd, but it'll work just the same. So I took the hat off, and yes, I was wearing gloves. I did catch the excess fuel. So I took the hat off, disconnected everything. This is the fuel pump. Mine just pops out, so I don't have to plastic weld anything on there. And this fuel pump sits inside this bracket here. Literally, it just drops in. This drops back in. I don't have to break anything or do anything weird like some of the other upgrades. But this is my fuel pump, and it just sits inside this hanger, which sits inside this tub here. There's a screen on the inside right there that goes to the bottom of this black hanger. But that's pretty much it. Then I just replace it with the Walboro, drop her in, and it should be good to go. If not, I might have to trim the bottom of this out just for the Walboro's base to fit inside, because this is a slimmer fuel pump than the Walboro. So I'm gonna go grab that, and maybe I'll have to trim out the bottom of this, but we'll see. Okay, so I stand corrected. I am gonna have to do some modifications, but at first, when you take a look, the Walboro, it does not sit completely flush down inside due to the lip on the hanger inside of the tub that holds the fuel pump. So I think I'm going to trim along the edge here and just have the bottom, well, basically just stick out. But I think that's going to be my best option. But first, I'm going to use my heat gun and see if I can get this to bow out just enough for me to slide it all the way down. So if that doesn't work, I'm going to use my Dremel and cut along this lip here and just have it hang out. So yeah. Oh, no luck. So Dremel it is. Okay, now fuel pump should just sit right up in there. All right, just for the sake of time and the repetitiveness, there's plenty of videos out there on how to do this. Mine was actually pretty simple, and I'll go through that with you guys in a minute, but this is what it looks like. I've got pretty much everything wired in. I'm just going to attach these plugs back together and put in my fuel level sensor and push it back in there. But it was pretty straightforward. The only thing I really and truly had to do was to cut out that black piece of plastic and allowed the fuel pump to sit down inside, and then that was pretty much it. Fuel pump's inside, in place, and ready to go. I did um, check it just a minute ago to make sure it worked, as I did rewire the fuel pump harness to the factory harness. So, like I said, they gave you everything that you pretty much needed, and it was pretty straightforward. So I'm gonna slap this thing back together and get y'all a first startup and see how everything run, how it idles, and all that. But yeah, this is what it is, and this is what it looks like. It's in and ready to go. All right, so we're back. Fuel pumps in, wired up. The only thing left to do is button this up and put the back seat in, but we're gonna go ahead and start the car. But first, let's see if the fuel pump is active, and it's very much active. So we're gonna start the car and see how it goes. And I do want to start the car before I button anything up completely. So let's see. That's about where the fuel was. So we'll end up taking the car for a quick drive, going to the gas station and all that. So let's see. And the malfunction is for the catalytic converter O2 sensors. So I'll pick up with you guys once I get everything buttoned up, and I'm heading to the gas station to get a little bit of fuel and testing the fuel pump out, see how it reacts. So yep, this is it. Okay, so the car's been idling for about 5 minutes now. It's idling pretty smooth. So now I'm going to check my MHD and make sure that the codes that are popping up are in fact for the O2 sensors. And it was just one O2 sensor. So we're idling pretty good right now. Here, let's see. So we're gonna go into my MHD, and it is for the boost pressure sensor overrun, oxygen sensor after catalytic signal. So I gotta check on that. So I'm actually just gonna clear that for now and see what comes back. Okay, so let's go and fill up some gas and see how she runs. So we're actually just gonna take it easy until we get some gas and we can do a couple pulls and stuff. Like I said, we definitely need some fuel. That is extremely low, so the fuel pump is not registering. Sorry about that, but we are back on the way. Luckily, the fuel station is just right down the road, so no hard pulls or hard driving until we get some fuel. I'll get back with you once I'm at the fuel station and fueling up. Let's see where this thing. So I'm gonna guess it's gonna be about $80, $80 to $100 to fill this thing all the way up. All right, so the verdict is $88, and I think we're filled, but I'm not too sure. But let's go for this drive. Hopefully the fuel gauge is working properly. Oh yeah, we working. And again, that is for the O2 sensor. Okay, so we are back. I'm kind of on the back road here, but it's giving me a code. It's not a misfire code. It's saying the cylinder injection has been like deactivated or something like that. So I'm not really sure what that's about. So I'm going to head home now and retune the car and see if that helps. Maybe it's just not used to it. So here, if I give it full throttle, all right, so it's the next day, and I've kind of figured out what the issue actually is. It is my EKPM3 is overheating. So I did modify it just a little bit to see if I can help the airflow and keeping it cool. I'm I'm still waiting on some stuff to come in for it. I did order some stuff yesterday, and it's supposed to be here within the week or the start of next week. But for the time being, I did modify it just a little bit with a small fan. And here, I'll actually get out and show y'all. It's not the complete fix, but it's enough to help. So, and it comes on. Here, let me get back in the car. It comes on with the ignition and the startup of the EKP. And I mean, for now, it'll work as long as I keep the car at 60% power. It works for the time being, and I'm not full wide open throttle all the time. So I'm just gonna wait until the cooling kit comes in, and I believe that's coming from ECS Tuning. I believe that's who I bought it from. So I'm just gonna show y'all a little bit of a drive on how it's handling and all that stuff. Nice, cool, mellow, nothing crazy. So, yep, let's go. Okay, so as y'all can see, the car is running, it's driving, it's performing. It might not be at 100% right now, but it will be. I got to keep the car at 60% just so I don't overheat that EKPM3 module until the new upgraded pieces for it come in. But the car is running, it's driving, the fuel pump's doing its thing. So, like always, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Just like, comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe. And that's about it. Thank y'all once again. Now let's go home.